get that first down, then get a touchdown. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, 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 fight. Go Vikings, run out the score. You hear us yell for more. V-I-K-I-N-G-S, SKOL Vikings, let's go.
Viking Nation, prepare to enter Valhalla with the most entertaining podcast of the Minnesota Vikings. And now, Odin's Den with A-Train and the Hammer.
Oh, baby, we're back. And we're sad. Damn, I should have the sad music queued up, man. What am I thinking, man?
A-Train, how the hell are you?
Can you tell I just woke up not even an hour ago? I forgot the sad music for our big loss in the playoffs.
We can all tell.
Yeah, we can all tell. No, actually, it's all right. It's all right. I got to get a wonderful Firehouse sub yesterday, even though we lost, courtesy of the Hammer for me winning the prediction game. I will be posting pictures of that on the social media. It's already on the Instagram as we speak.
I was blinking right when you took that picture.
And it looked fantastic because you look like a smug asshole.
I kind of do.
Your true colors came out. You're just like, oh, this stuff should be good. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to episode 104 of Odin's Den. My name's A-Train. And that's the Hammer.
At your service.
Who wants some Dairy Queen? Yes, if you're living under a rock, we'll go over the playoff picture that unfortunately we're not in anymore and break down the 49ers game and give you some news and all that good stuff.
There isn't that much to break down.
No, there really isn't. There really isn't. This will probably finally be a short and sweet, maybe 30-minute episode.
I'd put my money on 45 minutes more probably, but
whatever,
we'll see.
Whatever, man. I mean, I could even look at some final PFF grades for the season since the season's officially over now.
Yeah, if you want.
I could even pull up some PFF grades and just touch on our best and our worst. Our best and our worst. Obviously, we all need to know we all know what we need to fix going forward, and Hammer and I were just talking about that before the episode. Obviously, again, focus on the O-line and not the defensive toys as much. We have a lot of moves to make now. We just lost our offensive coordinator. Breaking news. I should have a drop for that. We just lost our offensive coordinator, Stefan Stefanski. That's the cool version.
What the hell?
No, it's Kevin Stefanski. I just woke up, man. I just woke up, man.
Well, I'm in a little bit of a funk right now because of that game yesterday, too.
I just woke up at like 12:30, asshole. So. And then saw your text that you're coming over at 1 o'clock. It is January 12th. Happy January. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Besides our game yesterday, which I was hopeful for the first, quarter and a half, and then it went into the shitter. But
we were able to give them a half.
We were.
First half was competitive.
We held on. It's like they took off in their car and we were hanging on. We were on the windshield hanging on to the front of the top of the hood there.
It started feeling that way.
And then they were starting to drive down the interstate and we hung on for a while, but eventually we fell off on the interstate. That sums up our playoff.
And then
game.
It got ugly.
Correct. It was fairly awful.
That's awful.
It was fairly awful, but this will be a short and sweet episode. No real pre-records, no real this or that. Blah, 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 blah. We'll just cut through the mustard, eat the mustard, the shit sandwich, and we all get to take a bite and then move the fuck on with our
We're not
days.
in the mood to really get too in-depth on this one.
Yeah. In a way, Vikings Nation is lucky I'm even doing an episode. So, you're welcome. No, thanks for listening, and so on and so forth. Let's go into
Purple Pain.
But before we do the news, let's talk about the Purple Pain forums. It's funny the word pain is in their name because that's what we feel a lot as Vikings fans. That's like a knife in the gut every single postseason if we even get there. But I digress. Check out the purplepainforums.com if you want to cry, you want a shoulder to cry on, you want to talk about that loss, you want to talk about next season, you want to look at draft picks like Tyler Johnson from the Gophers. Head on over to the Purple Pain Forums, right, Hammer?
It's a good, strong name for a Viking message board, purplepainforums.com. And it's a great place to be, especially right now where you can vent.
Right.
And, I mean, it can be a
Correct.
therapeutic release for all this negative energy because of the Vikings season ending without a Super Bowl ring yet again.
Correct.
It's you know, we all lean on each other there. It's what we got to do. We're Viking fans.
I might have a Chuck Foreman replica NFC North championship ring, but it is not an NFL championship or a Super Bowl.
Well, you mean just NFC championship, right? Not NFC North championship?
Sorry, yeah, NFC North.
Okay.
NFC North, yeah.
Not NFC North, just NFC, right? NFC championship? That's not a division-winning ring, is it?
I thought it was, actually.
That'd be a conference-winning ring, an NFC championship ring. Because
It must
Super
be.
Bowl,
It
right?
must be. It must be.
You're making it sound... First of all, the NFC North didn't exist at that time. It was the NFC Central.
My bad. See, this is why you're here. This is why you're here, Hammer.
Okay,
To school me
well.
on the old school.
It probably doesn't matter.
If it was
all
Chuck
that-
Foreman, if it's a Chuck Foreman ring, there was no NFC North. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was NFC
Okay.
Central at
Okay.
the time.
I-
Because back
I
then it
didn't
was
know
just
that.
NFC East, NFC West, NFC Central.
Okay.
And
I
then, not actually in the grand scheme of things, not too long ago, the NFL realigned into 4 divisions in each conference of 4 teams each.
gotcha. Okay.
So,
that ring is technically one of the rings where we went to the Super Bowl and didn't win.
yeah, NFC Championship ring, yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for clearing that up. I thought I saw the word North on there.
You're the guy
Anyway.
that owns that ring, and you thought
Hey,
it
I
was
got it as a
division
Christmas
ring?
gift,
Okay,
man, from a
well,
buddy. I got it as a Christmas gift,
Well,
man.
it has the name and... Okay, never mind.
It's a replica. It's not exactly Mavis Beacon teaches typing over here. I mean, it's
All right.
screw you, hippie. You're a jerk. Go back to the basement.
Yeah, I don't want to live in a basement anymore. Well, I don't anymore.
Just like the Viking season, go back to the basement, kid.
Yeah.
All right.
So you want me just to go into my basement and sit there?
Yeah, actually, I do. You have your own basement now. Why don't you fucking live in it? You know what'd be funny is if everything you owned was just in the basement, and so are you. You just were just nothing was upstairs, crickets, dust, no furniture, nothing.
You know,
just
in my
lived in your
lifetime,
basement.
I don't think I can count the number of times you've called me a basement troll.
Well, you've literally lived in one most of the time I've known you. You were in a
Okay.
small studio apartment like we're in now originally.
Well,
And then
20 years
you were in a
ago, yeah.
basement of a buddy, and then you were in another basement of a buddy. I mean, the only thing you didn't do that everybody else we know did is live with their fucking parents. But you were in multiple basements with multiple friends.
Yeah,
And now you're finally out of the basement.
yeah. I mean, I was the first person in our group to move out of my parents' house, like you said, yes.
Technically, I hope that the Vikings can follow the Hammer's lead and eventually get out of the basement.
That would be nice.
All right. Well, God, we're good at wasting time, aren't we? Anyway, purplepainforums.com. That's what we were talking about. Go over there and chit-chat. Say hi to Rain Man, that weird trolley guy who
Oh,
has a bunch of
jeez.
facts and stuff.
Well, I mean, maybe call him weird if you want, but he's not a troll.
It's a joke.
Okay. Oh, good joke, I guess.
You know how easily he can get pretend riled up. So Rain Man brings the lumber with the facts. We do appreciate. We appreciate everybody over there.
I
Rain
don't
Man,
think Rain
Funky
Man
Town.
pretends anything ever. I don't think he pretends. He's-
Probably not, but when you're just reading text on a screen, kind of hard to convey meaning behind it.
Roughly
Got you there,
94% of communication is nonverbal, I guess.
Got
if
you
that's what mean.
there, you son of a bee.
What?
All right. So, yeah, go say hi to Rain Man. Go say hi to Funky Town.
And everyone else.
And they run. Yeah, all right.
Well, lots
yeah,
of
whatever.
lots of cool people on that site.
Just those two.
Oh, what?
No, I'm just kidding. Just say hi to those two. Say howdy neighbor to everybody else. And say get bent to all the Packer fans. We did just see a video of a Viking fan face down in the street on a rainy day in a parking lot after yesterday's loss. And Hammer laughed hysterically for 10 minutes straight.
That was a pretty funny video. That guy had to have been going for a comedic video, right?
Or he's just really sad and didn't give a fuck.
Okay, if that's what was going on,
He
then
doesn't
I
give a
fear
fuck.
for that guy committing suicide at some point.
No, not sad to that level. Yes, it was funny, but like it'd just be like us going outside and diving into a snowbank and just sitting there for
Like after,
3 minutes.
well, diving into a snowbank after a win, right? To celebrate?
In our defense, diving into a snowbank here when it's like 2 degrees or negatives, we could literally start getting frostbite and losing limbs within about 10 minutes.
So you wear a coat and hat and gloves.
Yeah. And that guy could sit there in Florida or whatever nice state he's in all day long in
Where
the
it was
rain in a
raining.
parking lot.
Yeah,
if
if
we
it's
sit
raining
outside
and-
for half an hour, we could literally physically die.
Yeah, raining in January. That must be nice.
Actually, kind of sound shitty. I like the seasons. Okay, so go check out purplepainforums.com. Go check out the picture of Hammer buying me my sandwich for winning the prediction game because he stunk at that.
Such a goofy pick.
I'm so bad at predictions, but yet I still won. So great, because I played the numbers. I played the opposite game. I played the numbers game, and yeah, I came out on top. All right, I figured out the system, and I won with that.
Well, congratulations over there.
Thanks. All right, let's go ahead and get into the news you can use.
Back from battle with a Vikings update.
Yeah, that lightning didn't scare me. I must be growing up.
Or you're just tired,
Yeah, you're right.
not
You're
woken up.
I wouldn't say tired, but I'm definitely still clearing the fog, if you will, clearing the Stephen King mist. if you
Stumbling
will.
along.
Correct. Let's go ahead and look at what happened here. Obviously, like we already mentioned, the most breaking news: Kevin Stefanski. I know his fucking first name. Kevin Stefanski is moving on to the Browns as their head coach. Is he qualified for that? Who knows? I wish he would have stayed here at the Vikings. I feel like in a year or two, he will, when the team still sucks, because they're a joke, because they're still a joke, even though they're getting, 6 wins now in a season, 8 wins. Ooh. They're still a joke, but as soon as they continue to do bad and cycle through coaches, he'll probably be another victim. Like Shermer on the Giants. Bring back Shermer as OC. Like Shermer on the Giants will probably just be another cog in the wheel of the shitty Browns organization because their shit starts rolling downstream at the top with the admin office.
You're probably right. It's not impossible that Stefanski could turn that franchise around.
Hey, more power to him.
It's
I
not
like the
impossible.
guy. I don't not like the guy. I'm just sick of seeing fucking us have an awesome OC and then next thing you know they're gone. Could we get one for fucking 3, 4, 5 years, please?
Well, we
Could we
can
get a
bring-
loyal fucking team member, please? Actually, I shouldn't say that.
Well, we can bring Pat Shermer back.
I shouldn't say that because Stefanski's been with us for a long fucking time. Long fucking time. So he is very loyal to the Vikings and I'm sure he's a good dude.
He wants to be a head coach.
Yeah, and
Understandable.
I don't blame anybody for wanting more money for wanting a better job. But I just love how people get high enough and they spread their wings and fly. It's like we groom them to leave, essentially. We groom them to fucking go leave and go somewhere else. Kind of
Feels that
sucks.
sometimes. I think the Twins are a lot worse at that than the Vikings are.
Well, the Twins don't open up their fucking pocketbook, people say.
In baseball, the Twins, it seems like they kind of
groom and get
groom
rid.
players for the Yankees and
for the Yankee.
Yeah.
Chuck Knobloch went there.
yeah.
Fucking Chuck Knobloch, dude. Loved him, and then he was a traitor, and then I hated him. Anyway, Stefanski's leaving. Predictions for who's going to be the next OC? Any fathomable idea whatsoever what they're going to do?
Oh, I have no idea. Pat Shermer coming back is probably the first thought that most Viking fans would have.
It's what we want, but you think we're going to hire within, hire from external?
It's so hard to say. I have no idea. I don't really have a sense of what the team wants.
Well, they're going to try to get somebody in there, though, ASAP, right? I mean, we're going to hear about that probably by Well, it'll probably be a
it's-
best of episode in February, but I mean, we'll definitely have heard that by mid-February. We'll have that news, right?
Suppose they might put Gary Kubiak in the offensive coordinator spot if he's, health-wise, if he's able to handle it.
I think he just wants to kind of consult at this point, to be honest.
That could be.
But we'll see.
Maybe Rick Dennison gets promoted. I don't know.
All right. All right. Well,
That's pretty much it for news, isn't it?
Gary Kubiak's son, maybe put him in there.
I guess anything's possible.
Yeah. All right. No, it's not it for news. Jesus,
all right.
man.
What else is there?
I don't know. Maybe we signed Nate Metters to the active roster and placed Mackenzie Alexander on injured reserve because he had a surgery.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
yeah,
that from January 10th, 2 days ago.
Yeah, that happened in between
Jesus,
episodes.
man.
Okay.
And I'm the one that just woke up. Fuck.
Yeah, whatever.
Glad there's a captain on this ship. Otherwise, we go right into an iceberg.
At least I'm the first mate.
And no, you're swabbing the poop deck. If you're doing anything but swabbing the poop deck, I would be surprised.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I would be surprised.
Somebody's got to clean that shit.
That's right. And that is you, because you can't smell. So you are the best candidate for
I
being
gotta
around
clean up all your shit.
human
so, yeah.
fecal matter.
You.
Okay. On January 3rd, we signed Marcus Sherrills to the active roster and placed Mike Hughes on injured reserve.
Cheryl's had a tough day.
Yes, he did have a tough day. He fumbled.
Fumbled a punt and almost fumbled a second one.
He fumbled, yeah. So 2 important corners are straight up out. Who else? Not somebody else was out.
Well, Brian O'Neill got injured during the game.
He did. Thielen was questionable. Got a cut on his ankle with a cleat. Got it stitches, I believe. Seemed okay. Played, but was listed as questionable.
Diggs had an illness during the week, but then he played and didn't have an injury designation and
Just like a
he
cold or something.
caught a touchdown. Well, I thought I heard he was battling diarrhea. Well,
Well, I mean, if he was drinking,
happens,
if he was drinking straight laxative in his Taco Bell Mountain Dew,
60% of the time, it works every time.
I mean, he's gonna have to put on a helmet, grab his sword, and be a real Viking and get into a battle with that.
everybody's battled that at some point.
I guess. Yeah, if you go to Taco Bell, body built by Taco Bell, like that.
I
one guy
highly
said.
doubt Diggs was eating at Taco Bell. Oh, that guy doesn't even drink beer. He doesn't like beer.
Pussy.
No, he.
You know what? I just don't like him. I don't trust any, unless you have an alcohol addiction in your fucking family or a predisposition to alcoholism, and that's why you're avoiding beer. If you just choose not to, man, you know what I heard? Never trust anybody who can't just sit down and have a beer.
I have to disagree with that. The guy is a professional NFL player.
Never, yeah. And
He's an NFL player. He's got to
and
be
a colossal immature diva.
He
too.
needs to be. He needs to be really careful with what he puts in his body. I mean,
That's
it's
true.
Such
That's
an
true.
ultra competitive.
Got to
thing.
make that millions. Got to make that millions.
He can't be just sitting there eating McDonald's every other day.
That's true. That's true. If my boss at my day job, came up to me and said, "We're going to give you another $10 an hour, but you have to maintain and stay at a certain weight and a certain body fat percentage or something like that," I'd be like, okay. And I would do whatever I could to get the extra $10 an hour because I'm not fucking batshit insane. But yes,
if you're not a professional athlete,
right,
then I might agree with you a little more that it'd
still got the money incentive.
be nice to have a beer every now and then, like we do.
Yeah. Just in general, average everyday life. You never trust somebody with 2 first names as their name. You never trust somebody who can't have a beer unless they're doing it for good reason, like predisposition to alcoholism. That's it. I think that's the only 2 rules of life. The only 2 rules of life there. Hammer told me both of those a while ago.
Oh, no, I did not. Those are crazy rules. Stop making shit up over
Yeah,
there, you.
it's fun. It's fun. The only other person to mention, J-Ron Curse was actually also listed as out because of a toe/knee.
Oh, I missed that.
He didn't practice all week and he was out. Yeah, Curse wasn't even out there.
Ugh.
That's actually does not help.
So we had Sendejo pretty much covering the slot the whole game.
Yeah, you said that.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise Mac was out and Thielen was questionable. That was honestly going into this game, besides the people that were already on IR going into this game, we only had Curses out, Mac is out, and Thielen is questionable. Otherwise, we were fairly healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't sit and bitch that we were plagued with injuries. Man, the 49ers list is fucking a quarter of what our list is. They've got 2 people as questionable. There's only 4 people on their list, and only 2 of them were questionable and still practiced during the week. Man, they are healthy as fuck.
They had a first-round bye. I mean, they
are,
were able to rest
good.
up and get healthy. They had Quan Alexander come back for the first time since week 9, I think it was. So
yeah, great. Just in time to kick our ass.
That's how it goes.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
What a great surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Anyway, perfect timing. Anyway, yes. So I think that's actually I got a couple quick little things to mention here.
Oh, all right.
This was actually I wanted to mention these on the last episode. I didn't get a chance, but the Viking Saints game, that wild card game, our Viking Saint wild card game, it was Mike Zimmer's 100th game with the Minnesota Vikings. Did you know that?
I did not.
There you go. We hit 100. He hit 100.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah. See, we're always connected with the Zim Zam, and you don't flim flam.
Well, we're going to end up passing him because we're going to be doing one episode per month in the off season when
Correct.
we don't have a game. So
Correct.
we're overtaking you, Zimmer.
That's right. You better pick up your game, boy, and get more games in the books because that's under your control.
Well, it sort of is. You get more playoff games when you win.
Yeah, but we could choose whenever we want and to pump out as many podcast episodes as we want.
Ah, very true.
We can do as we please. Okay, the only other news story, former Viking guard Steve Hutchinson was named as a Hall of Fame finalist. I had that as a note to mention in the last episode and also forgot that one too. So take that as you will. I think we also had Eric Kendricks make the All-Pro team, and I think some people made the Pro Bowl, didn't they?
Oh,
probably mention that maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was Harrison Smith made it.
Harry the Hitman. Let's see. That's Sunday, January 26th at 2 p.m. Let's take a look here. Does it show the team? No. Anyway, you can go figure it out. You can figure it out. We had some people in there. I am actually curious myself. 2020 Minnesota Viking Pro Bowl players. 3 Vikings were selected. Harry the Hitman, Daniil Hunter, and Dalvin Cook. Pretty much duh,
yeah.
and duh. One of the best players on our whole team / in the backfield. One of the best players on our whole team / the front D line. One of the best players on the whole team / the entire offense.
I think
surprise.
Eric Kendricks was snubbed. I think he deserved to.
Oh, he got on some
too.
All-Pro team, but yeah.
He deserved a Pro Bowl spot.
I think so. And again, he was out there laying some lumber in the 49er game, but we'll get into that here in
Kendricks
a second.
and Amir Abdullah were probably our 2 best players yesterday. I suppose Diggs caught a touchdown too.
I don't mind the Kendricks part, but if we have a game and Amir Abdullah's outperforming people, I think we have a problem.
Well, he had a couple of good kick returns. So
I think we had a problem. Yeah, and Cheryl's had one bad kick return.
Well, Cheryl's had a couple tough ones.
Yeah.
Punt returns. Yep.
Was it punts? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into that awful game. Actually, let's take a quick look at the playoff picture in general. Some surprised the fuck out of me. I think surprised everybody else, but maybe except for Titan fans. The Tennessee Titans last night after the Viking game beat the Ravens. What the fuck? 28-12. 6 seed beaten 1. I did not expect that.
I didn't either.
I really did not. I watched the highlights and literally had to go back on the YouTube video because I was like, wait, they won? And actually had to rewind the highlight and watch the last couple minutes again of the YouTube highlights because I was in that much of wait, what?
They had a couple of crazy touchdowns that game.
Man, they look fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't care about the Titans. Out of sight, out of mind. They're normally not that great, but honestly, kind of an underdog story. They usually suck. I got no ill will. I'm like, hey, all right, Titans. Like I got no ill towards the Ravens either, but honestly, I almost kind of want to root for him.
A.J. Brown's a really good receiver, and he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And Derrick Henry was I think the NFL
He's good.
leading
He's
rusher
good.
this year.
He's fucking good.
Well, he's just a load to tackle.
Yeah.
Huge guy.
It's kind of funny how they have Ryan Tannehill as their starting quarterback. Wouldn't really expect him to be doing anything worth a shit.
I think the system works for him.
I guess.
That's a schematic thing.
Goes to show you that a QB can be shitty on the Dolphins, and then he's just rotated to a bunch of teams, but it just goes to show you that you get in the right fit, everything aligns, the stars align, you get good coaching, you get good players around you. Anything can happen. They just beat the Pats. Now they beat the Ravens. You fucking kidding me?
People really shouldn't try to say that offensive coordinators don't really matter that much. There's way too many
they
examples
do.
of.
Are you kidding me?
With us, Kirk Cousins from last year to this year. And Kirk Cousins had a significantly better season this year. Did he? I mean, what did he cast a magic wand to make himself better this offseason?
Maybe.
No, he's the same guy he was before.
He's a wizard, Harry.
We had Kevin Stefanski calling the plays this year instead of DiFilippo. So the difference was almost like night and day.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one example.
It also helps if we all do our color rituals at home as fans when we're watching.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Don't you forget that. Well, yeah, yesterday we were squeezing the juice really hard, and it was helping, but not all the time, obviously. We're squeezing the juice with Marcus Sharkus and Kubert. Shout out to Marcus Sharkus and Kubert.
Yeah, that was kind of neat getting to. Well, I had met Marcus Sharkus already, but that was kind of neat getting to meet a couple of your other buddies yesterday for the game.
Heck yeah, we might as well throw in there Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy, Bjorn.
Bjorn, yep.
Kubert was cool.
Bjorn is the Snapchat master. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He brought over some sweet dip.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it's those guys are always a good time, and it's fun watching a Vikings game over at Kubert's. So yeah. All right. It's let's see what else we got here. The Texans are playing the Chiefs. That's today.
Yep, we're recording this before any of the Sunday playoff games happen.
Well, right, that's like 3:00.
Yeah,
so.
It's Chiefs and Texans at 2:00, and then
Seahawks and Packers at 6
at 5:40.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Go Seahawks.
Yep. So that's the playoff picture. I mean, who do you think is going to walk out of the NFC? Because I think it's going to be the Niners.
The Niners.
After just seeing those motherfuckers, dude.
The Niners are going to go to the Super Bowl.
They're brutal and they're cutting fucking throats, dude.
Yeah.
They're cutting throats. Man, when I look at the AFC side, I got no fucking clue. Like the Titans are
I'll
doing
say the
good
Chiefs.
things. Man, I feel like not the Texans. I feel like the Chiefs are going to beat the Texans.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's kind of almost a toss-up between what I've seen the Titans do lately. And the Chiefs have been pretty solid all year, but not. Yeah. I feel like it's not going to be the Texans, man.
I'm going to bet on Pat Mahomes getting to the Super Bowl.
All right.
Well, shoot,
I wouldn't doubt that.
Last week, rolling at the old Chicago with one of our, used to be a mutual friend, Darrell. You and Darrell had a bit of a falling out a while back, but I was talking to Darrell last week, and we were kind of going over Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, and I had said I actually think Patrick Mahomes is a little bit better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. But I guess we'll see. Maybe the Texans roll into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs today. Who knows? But the quarterback on the AFC side going into this year's playoffs that I trusted the most was Mahomes.
I would too. I couldn't think of anybody less qualified for you to talk football with, but yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty smart.
Okay. I wouldn't think of him as a football analyst, though.
He's a Viking fan, and he watches a fair amount of football.
Besides what he does with fantasy.
It's all good.
It's all numbers on a page. That's fine. All right. That's the playoffs. That's pretty much how the playoff picture is panning out here. So it'll be interesting, man. I actually might want to check out a conference championship game this year, or maybe even watch the Super Bowl. Normally, I don't even give a shit about the Super Bowl lately, but last couple years, I really
okay.
have. It's more of a social event than I really give a shit about who's playing in it, because it's always the Patriots. The Patriots. The last 2 years, who's been in the Super Bowl? The Patriots.
It's different
Hey, guess
this
what?
year.
You fucked off now, so now I might actually want to fucking watch.
We're gonna get a fresh matchup this year.
Yay. All right. That should be the news. That's the playoff picture. We're at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, we'll be at 45 for the.
Screw you, hippie. All right, let's talk about this shitty game yesterday. It was 7-7 in the first quarter. If you didn't watch it, it was 7-7. I envy you. It was 7-7 in the first quarter. We kicked a field goal. They got another touchdown in the second quarter. They scored in every half. We didn't switch flip in this game. We didn't make halftime adjustments like we should have. We scored a touchdown, a field goal, and then nothing for the rest of the game. They did touchdown, and a field goal, and then a field goal. So we held them to a field goal in the fourth quarter. Little late there, boys. So,
Well, after the first drive, I thought Zimmer actually did make a small adjustment or two, because that first drive when the Niners just marched it down, got the TD.
yeah.
The inside slant was there way too much for him. Like
You were saying
the
that.
middle
yeah.
of the field was just way too open. But after that first drive, Zimmer did schematically, I thought he did kind of tighten that up a bit.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, in the second half, eventually the time of possession got us, because the D was
awful.
was worn out.
Gassed
That's
as fuck.
largely because of the O-line just not blocking.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
You think? I mean, we were seeing multiple times where Elfline was getting fucking burned, and
I'm done with Elfline as a starter.
O'Neal got fucking blindside fucking smashed, and
Oh, yeah, that was
Blindsided.
on the interception, right?
I think so.
I
yeah.
actually kind of missed that. I didn't see exactly what happened. Was that just a cheap shot that
Yes.
or was it Ford or Bosa? I forget.
Bosa.
It was Bosa.
Bosa.
Was that just a cheap shot Nick Bosa took after that pick?
essentially.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I mean, that's what it
Bosa.
ended up being.
Piece of shit.
Whether it was on purpose or that was his intention, that's what it ended up being.
So it wasn't clear what his intent was on it, or I missed the replay on it. So
well, you can look at a replay all day long and still not know a person's intent. Per se. But
benefit of the doubt, though.
He was trying to take out O'Neal, and he took him out.
Yeah.
He was blocking O'Neal, or whatever you want to say, and he took him the fuck down with force. So obviously there must have been some decision, whether it was muscle memory or he planned it. There must have been some fucking decision made there by Bosa to fucking knock him on his ass. But he fucking clobbered O'Neal.
Well, O'Neal
They
was
called a
getting
flag.
He was getting beat the whole game himself, like Eric Armstead and D Ford. Well, I guess everyone on the O-line was getting beat. Like crazy.
And credit to the Niners fucking D line.
Their front seven is
credit to the
elite.
Niners D line, but my God, we really look like I'd say this was one of the worst games of the entire fucking season. That we really look like cardboard cutouts the most.
We need to go O-line early in the draft
O-line,
again next year.
O-line.
I mean, our O-line was better this year than it was last year, which doesn't say a lot, but it's still glaring that whenever we face an elite front seven, like the Niners or the Bears, our O-line still looks like it did in 2018 when we play them.
Yeah.
So we need a
look
new
like
left guard.
We look like a 30th ranked offensive line.
We need a new starting left guard. It'd be nice to get an upgrade at right guard. Maybe Drew Samia will end up being that upgrade.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to get an upgrade at right guard. And Riley Reif, I mean, I could kind of go either way on him being here next year. If he was our starting left tackle for one more season,
Right.
I think I could be okay with that.
Okay.
But we are going to...
But something's going to change there too.
Get a long-term replacement
Yeah.
at left tackle. Yeah,
Definitely.
the O-line needs help.
Kirk is great. when he has plenty of time to throw. That sounds like Captain Obvious shit you could say about almost any quarterback, but he especially...
It's more important to him.
Yeah, it's more important to him to sit there and fucking Statue of Liberty throw a fucking... He's a fucking laser pointer surgeon with a fucking great pass, a deep pass. He can do it. He can do it all, and he can do it well. The fucker can do it well. But if he has time, if he doesn't have time, he's shit at scrambling. He's shit at fucking awareness around him. He's shit at extending the play, unlike Lamar Jackson. Man, I watched that dude a couple times, though, in that Titans game. Fucking get grabbed and still get out of it. Get almost tripped to still get out of it. Just run around like a motherfucker. They can't bring him down. I love those quarterbacks. I wish
Lamar
that
Jackson
was Kirk.
doesn't need protection as much as Kirk Cousins does.
Right. It's still
Cousins,
important, but he can still make something happen.
Cousins needs protection more than most QBs in the NFL.
Collapses so quick, and then he's just done. He shuts down. He tucks in. He doesn't even throw it away half the fuck. He doesn't even have time to throw it away half the time.
Yeah,
it's just done. It's done. I think they got 4 or 5 sacks on us in this fucking game, but we'll get into the stats here. But since we're talking about our Statue of Liberty, Kirk Cousins. Who don't get me wrong when I say that. I do fucking like the guy and he is a good quarterback, but fuck our O-line is just really glaringly even more so showed its fucking all the holes in its cardboard cutout paper ass. So Kirk Cousins was 21 for 29, 172 yards, 1 TD, 1 pick that went right to Richard Sherman. He might as well have been wearing a fucking purple jersey. That was fantastic. Thanks, Kirk. That was 100% on him, not our O-line. Let's look at our rushing. This is the most pathetic fucking statistic that makes me want to cry I've read all year. Dalvin Cook had 9 carries, 18 yards, averaging 2. Madison had 1 carry, 3 yards, averaging 3. What the fuck? We had 0. They totally eliminated our run game. We might as well have 0, 0, 0, 0 across the board because these numbers are meaningless.
Well, this game looked like there was one team that played last week and was on a short week, and the other team had a first-round bye. That is what it looked like.
You don't think they out-fucking schemed us and did a good job of attacking our weaknesses?
I don't think they out-schemed
our
us, really. I don't think we got out-coached or out-schemed in this game. I think we got out-physicaled.
How did we not even get 50 total running yards?
Getting out-physicaled. I think we just got out-physicaled and outplayed. Their front seven just beat our O-line that bad.
Yeah.
I don't.
Did.
This game, I look at it. I don't think Kyle Shanahan out-coached Mike Zimmer.
All right.
I think physically their team just beat our guys. That's
Wanted
all.
It more heart, more physicality, more gas in the tank.
Being more rested also.
Yeah.
That was part of it because they had.
Well, yeah.
Had that first round bye, and we were on a short week, and we had to travel. That's what it looked like, specifically in the second half. We were able to give them a half, but yeah, that second half, I thought we looked tired. We just looked tired, and the Niners looked fresh.
Yeah, we did. But when the offense was out there, not just our gas defense, they still didn't look great.
No, well, I guess one area where we were out-schemed was probably with Stefanski's play calling. Because he was calling that screen pass probably a bit too much.
They were attacking the shit out of it. They were shutting down
the Niners
run.
were ready for the screen pass.
They were fucking ready for Dalvin, too. You don't think you go into playing the Vikings, go, how can we stop Dalvin? How can we totally take him out of this fucking game? And that's exactly what they did.
Well, they stopped the screen pass because they were ready for it. I think they stopped Dalvin just because they were better than our O-line.
They knew our O-line was going to fucking collapse and Kirk was going to panic and fucking do screens. Then they prepared for that. And they focused on their front, not their fucking back. And we fell right into it, man. We fucking got collapsed. We panicked, and then we couldn't screen. And Delvin couldn't get anything in the run game. We were done. We were gone.
Even the few times that Stefanski did beat them on the chalkboard, we still didn't get that many yards out of it because we were getting out physicaled. I mean, early in the game, they did that tight end screen to Tyler Conklin. Mm-hmm. And that was a play where I thought, play calling wise, Stefanski won. Like, right. I thought he actually did fool the Niners D that play. Yeah. That on the chalkboard, we won that one, but we still only got 5 yards on the play. It was a play where we fooled them, but the Niners front seven was out physicaling our front so much. It only went for a 5-yard gain. It was like, now when you fool the other team's defense, you got to get more than 5 yards out of it.
Yeah, you think?
No, I mean, if you're asking me what the bigger issue was between getting manhandled physically versus scheming and play call, it has to be the former. It's not the latter.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I ain't coming in saying Stefanski ran shitty plays, he sucks, blah, 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 blah.
Well, he had a
I
tough
ain't saying
day.
that, but it just felt like we were just outdone at every turn, except for
Stefanski
the
had
one
a bit
touchdown.
He had a bit of a tough day, but no, by far the biggest issue this game was just in the trenches.
All right.
So,
All right. But unlike the Saints, their coaching didn't make any mistakes. They didn't leave any vulnerabilities. They were still on point, though, as much as we were, if not more, and they didn't give us any. There was no give and take. There was no take for us to. There was no give for us to take, if you will. Like the Saints made some clock mismanagement and
missed a field goal.
A field goal. I mean, there was stuff for us there to take advantage of. They didn't give us any room to climb up on that fucking ledge. They just stepped on our fucking hand as we hung on the cliff.
The Niners, they smelled blood in the water.
Yes,
that second half.
they did.
Yeah, when they called those 12 running plays in a row. It was like us when we did that to the Redskins. And I love it when we're doing that to other teams. But
right.
Man, is it excruciating when they run on you 12 times in a row and you can't stop it.
Yes, that one drive where they didn't even pass once and they just gash.
That's what time of possession can do.
You're right.
That's what time of possession can do for you.
49ers, you bastards.
You vicious bastards!
I mean, that's why I'm so obsessed with time of possession, is because I know
you were crying your eyes out.
That's what it's
yesterday.
capable of.
You're crying your eyes out yesterday.
Yeah, that's what it's capable of doing to a defense.
Yeah. Gas. Receiving yards was fairly pathetic as well. Stephon Diggs was 2 for 5, 57 yards and 1 touchdown. That one drive where we ran down and scored a touchdown, that was about the only exciting fucking time for us to even be fucking getting excited, to be honest.
Akello Witherspoon was the one guy we had, a favorable mismatch against.
Yeah.
Because, Diggs or Thielen, pretty much any receiver you want to put on him. Akello Witherspoon was the weak spot. And so, we got that touchdown pass to Diggs against Witherspoon. I mean, after that first drive, the Niners kind of made some adjustments too. I mean, they started helping Witherspoon out, and so they, the Niners coaching, they called a good game.
They did. They did. They didn't give us anything. They didn't give us any mistakes.
Credit where it's due. The Niners deserved this win.
The Niners are fucking sharks.
They're a good team.
They're sharks.
It's because John Lynch swindled the Bears in the draft and got like 5 draft picks.
You said that yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, so the Bears could move up one spot and take Mitchell Trubisky. Ugh.
Yes, you reminded me of that over my fine, free, victorious Firehouse sub.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that last night. That's right. Yeah, the Bears could have had Pat Mahomes. They could have had Deshaun Watson.
Reach, though. For bitch Trubisky.
But instead, they gave up 5 draft picks to switch spots with the 49ers and take Mitch Trubisky.
That's awful.
Well, it's good for us because we get to play the Bears twice a year.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it. Well, last year I was fucking scared of them. This season, they weren't quite as scary.
You don't need to be scared of Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, no. I'm not scared of bitch
you're
Trubisky.
You're talking about
I was
the Bears
scared of
defense.
the Bears team.
The Bears defense? Okay.
Not this last season weeks ago, but the prior season, they were devastating teams all over the league. And I was scared of them as a whole. But no, they're kind of back to half-assing it, even though they still got some
their D
talent
is
over
still
there.
elite.
Yes, correct. It's still fairly good, yes. But yeah, so Thielen was 5 for 7. It's not like we weren't targeting them. 50 yards. Nobody had more than 57 yards individual person. Irv Smith, 3 for 3, 39 yards. And then it just goes down from there. I saw Michael Thomas make a tweet about Vikings fans talking shit and like nobody caught more than like one pass on our fucking offense. Well, first of all, he's kind of a clown, and that's technically inaccurate. Actually, I don't fucking mind the guy, but
I don't care what Michael Thomas is tweeting.
Yeah, whatever, dude. It's just kind of funny. It's just always funny to see players actually interact with the fan bases and stuff.
Michael Thomas was probably just reacting to Viking fans talking trash. Okay, yeah, whatever. That's
Oh, I'm
will
sure we
do
were
that.
all over the Saints fans going, who did? We did.
Yeah,
Shit
yeah.
like that. But yeah. Anyway, fumbles. Marcus Sherrills fumbled twice. Lost one of them. Dalvin Cook fumbled once, technically. Anthony Barr forced a fumble and recovered a fumble. But otherwise, yeah.
Eric Kendricks had a nice pick.
So that's technically... He did. It's always good to look at the bright along with the dark, but so that's technically 4 turnovers for us. Because we threw a pick right to Richard Sherman. Marcus Sherrills was marked down as fumbling
It'd be
twice.
2 turnovers because
and Cook was marked down as fumbling once. Oh, because we recovered one.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a turnover because it wasn't a fumble lost.
Right.
But
so
at any
3,
rate, they didn't.
So 3
play good.
turnovers then.
What?
We turned the ball over 3 times then. The pick and 2 fumbles.
Did we lose the Dalvin Cook fumble?
We're only credited as recovering 1 fumble, and that was Anthony Barr recovering 1 fumble.
Well,
Unless it's just not showing me the credit of who got this other
you're talking
ball,
about
which probably isn't.
our defense. I thought you were asking about our offense.
All I have here is fumble statistics on NFL.com, and that's all I'm reading off of. It says Sherrills fumbled twice, lost one of them, and he's got no other stat. Delvin fumbled once, there's no other stat. And then for Anthony
Well, did
Barr, it
Delvin
says
lose the fumble?
forced a fumble. I can't tell by this stat.
Okay.
Let's go look.
Yeah, we would have 2 turnovers then because we would have the 1 interception and the 1 fumble we lost with Sherrills.
Well, we're credited for 3 total fumbles.
But it wouldn't be a turnover. It's only a turnover if we lose the fumble.
Yeah, so we actually recovered 2 out of those 3?
I believe so.
All right. I'm not sure. That's why we're covering it.
I'm pretty sure both teams had 2 turnovers this game.
Okay. Interceptions. Yes, Kendricks got 1, ran it back for 4 yards. As far as sacks, we did have 2 sacks. Daniil got 1, and Stephen Weatherly got 1 as well. Along with Daniil got a tackle for loss. There's 1 tackle for loss the entire game by our defense. That was 1 by Daniil Hunter. That's not good to see. Bailey was 1 for 1 with field goals, 1 for 1 with extra points. Yeah. Yeah, Amir Abdullah, you're right, though. Amir Abdullah had 5 returns, averaged 29.6 yards, longest being 39 yards.
He was bringing the
Not a bad
kickoff
day.
returns back really nice.
Not a bad day at all. Marcus Sherrills returned 2 and didn't do shit.
I know Jeremy that we were watching the game with was screaming for Amir Abdullah to come into the game. You know what? It was worth a shot at that point.
Yeah, I guess, man. I guess. All right, let's go to the team stats here. Let me refresh this real quick. Okay.
Well, first downs I know were 21-7.
Well, my team stats aren't just working on NFL.com.
Well, I have a few
got it?
team stats up myself. I mean,
I'll
the first
go
downs,
for it. Go for
The
it.
49ers had 21. The Vikings had 7. Total yards, 49ers had 308. The Vikings had 147. Oh, good Lord. Time of possession.
Yep.
The 49ers had 38 minutes, 27 seconds. The Vikings had 21 minutes, 33 seconds.
Jesus.
Oh, yuck.
Well,
Penalties. The Vikings only had 1 penalty for 15 yards. The 49ers had 5 for 38.
that's for you 49ers.
Yeah. So actually, the Vikings, from a penalty perspective, played a pretty clean game.
Right.
We just got manhandled.
I was going to say, it didn't
every-
fucking really matter at the end of the day.
Just got
so.
manhandled every play, though.
I don't think they really gave up any fucking that many penalties either, though, did they? It didn't feel like they
Yep,
did.
turnovers were 2 apiece.
Okay.
Each team lost a fumble, and each team threw a pick.
Okay.
Yeah, rushing yards was 49ers with 186. Vikings had 21.
Jesus Christ, that should be reversed.
Passing was pretty even. You know, they had 122. The Vikings had 126.
Well, at least they didn't pass on us all day because they could run on us all day.
Yeah.
What was the total yards for each team?
Total yards. Niners had 308. Vikings had 147.
Jesus Christ.
It was better than 2-1.
You can't win a game getting 147 yards, guys.
Yards per play. Niners had 4.5. Vikings had 3.3.
Wish I had a big fucking... I should have had a toilet flushing sound effect ready to go for this fucking game.
Total
plays.
plays. 49ers had 68. The Vikings had 45. Not good.
Nope.
They beat us on third down, of course. 49ers went 5 of 12. The Vikings went 2 for 12.
Cool.
That makes sense when one team is facing third and long the whole game and the other team has 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
Yep. And it's been a pretty one-sided affair according to the insights here on NFL.com too. The 49ers have won 5 of 6 playoff matchups versus the Vikings, which is setting the record for most wins versus a team in one playoff round.
Yeah.
Like in the
1987
NFC divisional round. The NFC divisional round, we've seen them 6 times. They've won 5 of them.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
I think we've been in San Francisco every single time for that.
That don't
too.
fucking help. Like I told you, we don't fare well when we fly over to the West Coast, do we?
No.
No, not really.
Not really.
Unless it's like the Raiders or something. Or maybe going to the home of the Chargers, too. We can beat their ass, too. We can beat their ass. 49ers are 6-1 this season when scoring a TD on their opening drive. Yikes. And we're just the flip. Coleman's 2-yard score in the third quarter was the 49ers' 25th rushing TD. No, wait, that's not the stat that I wanted to read. The Vikings defense allowed an opening drive TD for the 3rd time this season. We lost all 3 of those games. So we definitely have an early deficit disorder, if you will. And
can we be done talking about this game?
Yes, we can be done. We got everything that we...
I say we just put a pin in this and we start looking at the draft. And
correct.
I want to watch the Seahawks beat the Packers tonight, and I want to watch the college championship game tomorrow night. Clemson and LSU.
You're excited. You're excited about that college football.
Yeah, I want to watch Clemson LSU. I mean, there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to get drafted early that are going to be playing in this game, and yeah, I mean, for the draft and just to see if Trevor Lawrence will actually lose a game.
Oh, yeah, the guy who hasn't lost in 3 fucking seasons?
Yeah, this is like his 3rd season or whatever. Man. He hasn't lost a game yet.
Jesus.
So I really did think that Ohio State was going to beat Clemson in the semifinals. And, I mean, it was 29-23. It was a reasonably close game, but I actually thought Ohio State was going to win the national title this year.
Yeah.
I ended up being wrong.
Like usual.
Yeah. Well, LSU
Thank God
Clemson.
you're not a betting man.
Well, LSU Clemson, you got any picks? You just going to go with Clemson because of that quarterback?
Yes.
Okay.
Always go with the winners, right, Patriots fans?
Yeah.
Cricket.
You know what? I'll pick Clemson too. I mean, I doubted them in the semifinals. They proved me wrong.
All right.
I don't want to be wrong again.
High five on Clemson.
Yeah,
boy.
Clemson.
Woo! Go Clemson. Let's win this game. Oh, no, shit. That's the wrong team. Okay.
Well, I don't care per se who wins, but
all right.
I'll predict Clemson.
All right. Well, let's put a pin in this Vikings football season. Zimmer was still proud of this team and what we did this year. So was I as well. It's kind of funny how I mentioned, too, that before the season started, we both predicted what our record would be. You said, 11-5?
I said 11-5.
And I was like, I like that and I want that. But
you said
take off
10-6.
just a little bit off the top on that haircut. So let's do 10-6.
No,
I was
right.
exactly right. I felt good about this year. It felt like a decent year, and we would make the playoffs unlike last season. But again...
We need another year or two to build that O-line up.
Yeah.
Spielman neglected the offensive line for too long, and the
Zimmer
last
needs
couple
toys.
seasons, it's ended up really rearing its ugly head. So I mean, that's really it takes a good 3 or 4 years to really build up an offensive line from scratch.
Yeah. And God, are we from scratch? We have nothing. We don't even have like one all-star anchoring the fucking line or something like that. We got
Brian
fucking,
O'Neill
it feels like we got nothing. Yes, he's decent.
He's a really good right tackle.
He is. He's
Garrett
fine.
Bradbury has potential to be like a perennial Pro Bowler.
But it's not like we got some fucking, whoever you want to say.
Joe Thomas.
Yeah, some Joe Thomas. Fucking Randall McDaniel.
Yeah.
It's like we got some Randall McDaniel just fucking people up, man.
Yeah, Randall McDaniel was the last guard we took in the first round.
Love that dude.
Worked out pretty good.
He helped make John Randall the player that he was.
Oh, practicing against him.
Yeah, I've said this before, man. What happened to fucking O-linemen helping D-linemen get better within their organization, within their own practices, and vice versa? John Randall was a smaller dude, And fucking, it was in that Football Life that we watched. Like, he went up against Randall McDaniel in practice all the time. Couldn't get by the motherfucker. He was huge. Randall was huge compared to John Randall. So he kept at it, and he kept at it. It's like the day you get by Randall McDaniel, one of the best O-linemen in the league and on this team, you've made it.
You're a Hall of Famer then.
Johnny Randall kept at it, and eventually fucking consistently got by Randall McDaniel, our best O-lineman at the time, I believe. So it's just people helping people within the organization. We've got some of the best. I mean, we have Daniil Hunter. It's like, how is he not helping?
Well, maybe he did help Brian O'Neill get better.
Wow.
And Brian O'Neill.
Why is it not working on everybody else?
Well,
fucking Christ, dude.
Well,
holes in our Viking ship, man. We got to plug them holes, boys. Come on now. All right, let's put a pin in the season, pin in these playoffs, a pin in everything for this year. We can put a pin in the PFF stats real quick. I'll just highlight the good.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins had an 84. Diggs, no wide receiver even broke 80 this year. Diggs had a 78. Thielen had a 75. Dalvin Cook wasn't even a fucking 80 now at the end of the year. He had a 75. Mike Boone actually beats him right now with a 78. Obviously a sample size difference.
Interesting.
There. Madison has a 70. CJ pulling down a 63. Not a ton. I guess he had a pretty decent amount of snaps. Rudy with a 71. Irv Smith Jr. with a 64.
For a rookie, that's actually kind of a nice under the radar number.
Oh yeah, 60. If you're over 60, you're doing your job and
As
you're
a
doing
rookie,
fine.
As a rookie, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you're doing your job and you're doing fine. If you can't even pull a 60 out of 0 to 100, you're showing up. That's about it. Garrett Bradbury, speaking of 50s, not even hitting 60. Bradbury is a 58. He did bring that up. That was real low at the beginning of the year. He has he has 1,100 fucking snaps.
Yeah.
And he pulled a fucking 58.3. Run block, he's got a 61 individually. Pass block, he has a 41. Motherfucker needs to step up his game. Josh Klein was the leader of the guards with a 64. Pat Elflein with a 62. Those two on paper and PFF were serviceable, but obviously we saw nobody else there is noteworthy. Brian O'Neill does have the highest O ranking with a 70.8. O'Neill did pull off a 70. Reef actually close with a 69.7.
Yeah, well, Reef isn't bad.
No.
I mean, he's an average left tackle.
Well, that's the thing. Most of our O-line is average.
I'd say Elfline is below average.
You're right. Okay, at least average. Sorry, at most. Let me find my words.
There you go.
At most average. Fuck you. Corners, Trey Waynes led the pack with a 67. Mack with a 65. Mike Hughes with a 58. Xavier Rhodes with a 47. Holton Hill with a 63. Chris Boyd with a 49. Our bright spot are the whole fucking team. Anthony Harris pulling down a leading 91.1. That is elite, my friends. Harry the Hitman with a solid 88. Also borderline in the blue there. Sendejo had a 71. Jaron Curse had an 89. Wow. Our best core of our entire team, according to PFF, is our safeties by a long shot. That's probably the best safety core in the entire fucking league.
It is. That has to be.
Like it. I like that. Let's do
Anthony
that with
Harris
some more
is
cores.
going to be a free agent. We got to give him a deal.
We need that with more core than our safety core, though.
Yeah, we need to keep Anthony Harris.
Yes, please. Yes, and thank you. Linebackers was solid. Kendricks with an elite 90. Eric Wilson with an okay 66. Anthony Barr at his number 55.
Yeah.
How fucking fitting is that?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Anthony Barr's PFF grade is 55.5. Another 5. Oh, I love that's fucking serendipitous. Cameron Smith actually pulled a 77. Obviously, a small sample size.
That's microscopic. Yeah,
correct. With 33 total snaps. Interior defenders, nothing amazing for them. Even Linval with a 69.
Linval's starting to get older.
He is. Shamar Stephan with a 58. Jaleel with a 50. Nobody else notable. Actually, Armand Watts, again, 121 snaps, pulled out a 69 out of his ass.
We might end up asking Linval Joseph to take a pay cut this offseason.
And if he doesn't want to?
If he doesn't want to, he
Bye-bye.
might get cut.
Go back to the Giants, maybe?
Who knows?
Hey,
but
let's do a swap. We'll take Shermer. You can take Linval back. We'll take Shermer back as an offensive coordinator.
Well, ideally, Linval would take a pay cut and we'd roll with him for another year or two, and then
I could see him doing that.
Then maybe draft just a stud,
That's our
one
culture.
tech.
That's our culture. That's our culture is taking a pay cut. So
Yeah.
I like it. All right, last run of it here. Obviously, our edge defenders are probably the brightest spot of the front line. Daniil Hunter, the front area, obviously, Daniil Hunter has an 89. That is elite. Everson Griffin, a little bit lower this year with a 76. Afadi Adenabo, I would say it was a breakout year for Afadi. Almost 2 fucking returns for TDs. He was out there getting sacks.
It was a growing and developing year for
He
him.
had a good year. I would say that young man had a good year.
He had a good year.
I would say that he had a good year.
I don't know about
maybe not
breakout year, but he had a good year.
Okay, fine. I picked the 2 wrong words. Screw you,
All
hippie.
right. Well, how about Weatherly?
Stephen Weatherly had a 49.
Damn.
Yeah.
Lower than I would have thought.
His pass rush was a 54. His run D was a 55. His coverage was a 47. That seems to be bringing him down a little bit. What's an edge defender getting pinged for on coverage?
Oh, whenever you have a zone, when you have a zone blitz dialed up.
All right.
That's not going to be a big sample size.
Right. I feel like that's a very limited, very one-dimensional
It's still
thing
something
that they're looking at.
Well,
though.
it's still something PFF will include because they're
Right.
all inclusive about stuff.
When I think of coverage, I think of corners, safeties,
Sure.
running coverage, like
Mm-hmm.
wide receiver coverage, all that good stuff. But okay, Weatherly with a 49. Dan Bailey had a 65, and Colquitt had a 74.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, that's all out of the way. Put a pin in the season. Keep your heads up, Vikings fans. The draft is coming. Next year is coming. Changes are coming for good or for bad. Go to Purple Pain. Tell everybody what you think should happen with the team. Tell everybody how the season made you feel. Obviously, not quite what we wanted, but hey, winning a playoff game was fun. Getting the playoffs was fun.
Ending the Saints season is always fun.
That's I'd rather be the Packers, but yes, fuck the Saints as well.
Yep, agreed.
We were that. So we can put a pin in that. Stay strong, Vikings Nation. Keep your heads up. Thank you for listening to Odin's Den. We will be officially, as of now, month to month. Not as much to talk about. February probably will be a best of month again.
Oh, you're not going to do the A. Marie Castillo episode in February?
Well, we could definitely bring in an interview. We could definitely bring in an interview. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a surprise guest. Maybe we'll get some more shout-outs from Vikings legends.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the future is bright for Odin's Den as well, crossing the 100-episode mark, still going strong. But yes, have a good rest of your January. Watch the playoffs. Watch the Super Bowl. Cheer on for whatever team that doesn't make you vomit as much, even though you're a Vikings fan. Pick the lesser of evils. And yes, have a good 2020, everybody. We'll see you maybe in a couple months if there's just a best of episode in February. But either way, Hammer, any final words for the Vikings Nation for these playoffs, this season, and this team?
Happy New Year or whatever.
Damn. Oh, we hit the hour mark. Love that nasally drone.
I thought we were going to keep it to 45. We might as well just admit we're
Never
gonna be
ever fucking say that
We're
ever
going to be
again.
an hour at least every episode. If we couldn't
What
get
a
under an hour for this one, ugh.
Al,
All right, anyway.
What a surprise. We didn't do it again.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody have a good rest of your fucking January. Have a good playoffs. I'm so used to week. I'm befuddled by going month to month right now. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Odin's Den. Be sure to follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. Get all of the latest at odinsdenpodcast.com. SKOL!